well.
Yeah. Welcome to the Midlands Football Company, episode 4. I'm an Aston Villa fan, and I'm absolutely fuming about Jay Rodriguez's handball. That's all I say. Let's just jump straight into it. The unjust 2-2 draw.
It was unintentional.
Rafe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, deserved draw in the end, to be fair. I thought Villa weren't all Joe made them out to be. Thought they were good. They were the better team on the day, I suppose.
They deserve to win. That was all it comes down to, is a piece of blatant cheating from Rodriguez.
Disgraceful.
Yeah, unintentional.
I think it was fully
He moved his
intentional,
hand.
especially the second handball.
He expected it to get blown up, though. Do you see his reaction?
Yeah, when he
after?
lies on the floor.
He didn't even celebrate. He didn't even
Do
celebrate.
we think he should have gone to the ref and told the ref?
No, that's bollocks.
Oh, no human would
Ridiculous.
do that.
No way.
Okay.
The linesman is literally, you can see him just staring at it, and he doesn't get it. It's just...
Yeah, they're awful in the
Mate,
championship,
sick.
mate.
Especially the West Brom fans.
What was the matter with us?
Being next to them, because I've never been that close to the away fans. It was pretty
It's good atmosphere.
pretty hostile
Makes
atmosphere.
a good atmosphere.
Very
yeah.
good atmosphere, yeah.
You know what I thought? I
Sounded
thought
good
it was
on TV.
ridiculous that... Do you remember a few weeks ago when Sterling got given a penalty for blatantly not being
Yeah,
fouled?
yeah, he
and
tripped himself,
And that was all over in the media saying that he should have told the ref
Yeah.
and he was cheating. And yet for J-Rod, who did sort of the same thing, handballed it twice
Yeah,
and it's gone in. And I've seen nothing in the media whatsoever about
Joe
him.
Rodriguez is white, isn't it?
That's
Just
the
Joe
topical
Rodriguez
issue of
is
the
white.
moment.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I do agree. I do agree with what Raheem Sterling, to go off on a tangent, because he talked about tossing out a Rabiot as well.
Yeah.
Who got
that was
absolutely
ridiculous,
slated for
wasn't
buying
it?
his mum a house, and then Phil Foden gets praise. It's crazy. It is, mad.
It is mental.
But yeah, anyway, the game. You were the better team. I'm really impressed with El Ghazi.
Superb, wasn't he?
And
really good.
John McGinn.
You laughed last week when I brought up El Ghazi, because I said Harvey Barnes would
Yeah, but
get on
I
our
haven't seen him.
bench.
Well, I still think Harvey Barnes is better. But
I also think Harvey Barnes is better.
Harvey Barnes is still better, but I take back.
El
But-
Ghazi just had a very good
El
game.
Ghazi has potential to be better. El Ghazi was really good on his day.
When you said
ain't
about him,
nobody.
I just said, who is he?
Exactly.
Now I'm saying.
That's what I mean,
you know,
we don't know
good
who he is.
footballer.
We've got
didn't know who
Balassi, El Ghazi, Kodja,
Adoma.
And the top finisher that is the big man up front. Tammy
that's the thing.
missing.
Top
It should
finisher.
have been. It should have been 3-1.
Yeah, but you
That's
say
how
it
the
should
game
have. He
finished.
didn't even get a shot. It wasn't even a shot on
Oh,
target.
it should have been 3-1.
He didn't even get it out his
What?
No,
feet.
no,
miss.
the amount of chances we created.
Well, I'm sorry, we created chances. Dwight Gale had a clear header. He rose so far above Neil Taylor, and he couldn't put it on target.
there's
I
a
was gonna say that was
Post as
supposed
well.
to
Who at the post?
Oh,
Yeah,
John
McGinn hit the
McGinn.
post.
He was
hit the post.
incredible, John McGinn as well.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm so happy Barnes showed Hutton up.
No,
Like the poor
the,
fullback he is.
the first goal was
Mate,
Hutton's
he
fault.
put him on his arse. It
But
was embarrassing.
Terrible
Embarrassing.
defending. He almost won it back, and then he sort of
know.
just like
He just gave up. He fully gave
But
up.
then Hutton controlled Barnes for the rest of the game.
I want to ask you
Whereas
two,
Gibbs was exposed by El Ghazi.
Well, we were saying before, sorry Max, we were saying before that we were worried about tossing against Balassi.
He
And
coped.
surprisingly,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the other flank,
It was
and
the-
Gibbs had a nightmare of a
Yeah,
game.
you didn't
He
see
really
that
did.
coming.
I want to ask you two, after that game, after seeing each other's teams, Joe, do you think West Brom can go up? And Rafe, do you think Villa can go up?
I think both can go up, yeah.
I still think West Brom are one of the better teams we've seen this year, to be fair. I think, well, they looked better.
And that was
than
our off.
Middlesbrough.
We were off. We didn't rise to it on Friday. We didn't have a good game. So
I think if they played Gareth Barrymore as well, but I don't know whether that was a one-off appearance just because he played against Villa.
yeah, I think it was kind of mental, slightly mental.
He
But
did well though.
He did. Well, considering Jake Livermore wasn't in the game at all, he was in midfield by himself. He did very well.
Mm-hmm.
To cope with Jack Grealish especially.
Yeah, well, what did Jack Grealish do? in the
Nothing.
game?
I didn't even know he was
I
playing.
literally didn't even notice.
Really
him
didn't know
at
he was
all.
playing.
And I'm being unbiased because I didn't really like either team, to be honest.
Fair
but
enough.
Villa are going to go into the playoffs in my opinion.
I think both
I'm-
will be in the playoffs.
I think they're a really good side actually. I was surprised, and I don't like saying it, but you actually are.
I do like Dean Smith a lot. I like what he's done.
Yeah.
And I think Villa played better football than West Brom. I know West
the
Brom had
day,
a bad day.
West Brom played long ball for the first goal. But
Wasn't it? Was more. It was
the
through
clear
one.
one.
You can say it's through
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but I don't think it was long ball.
We saw how well Dwight Gale, he wins games, doesn't he, with his finishing? And
He does, mate.
it's
He
fantastic
gets
finish.
points. The amount of points he'll win us this season.
That's the
Okay.
difference between a top level striker at this level
Yeah.
and Tammy Abraham.
Yeah.
Scores goals, but the amount of chances he's being given, I expect him. It's
I
a bit
think
like when-
there's an argument for Kodja to go up front.
Abraham should have scored 2 on
Yeah.
that Friday. He had
Well,
a
he was
bullet
through on
header
goal.
as well.
And he was through on goal in your end.
Was he?
He had that snapshot. He was like fed through by Grealish and he just took it first time.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I saw the bullet header your end
Oh yeah.
that should have gone in, and he put it off target again. So
Yeah.
shame.
Abraham reminds me of Lukaku when he was at West Brom.
Doesn't remind
Wasteful.
anything of Lukaku. Lukaku was clinical at West Brom. Lukaku was not wasteful. West Brom.
I think he was pretty
He
wasteful.
was wasteful. He was young, wasn't he? Though he was.
17 goals in the Premier League as a 19.
The amount of chances he had at West Brom.
Get lost with you
season.
watching
Do
West
you
Brom.
remember that
week
game
out
West
and
Brom
you
5
all
Man United?
Lukaku's a real soft spot.
Lukaku was not. He was not wasteful that season.
Benteke was better though.
Back on topic. Greg, Wolves.
Oh,
How about them Wolves?
How about them
I
Wolves?
don't want to talk about Wolves.
Here we go.
I think Greg does.
I want to talk about it. I mean, sitting here last week, we had Chelsea, coming up. Just lost to Cardiff, just lost to Huddersfield.
Didn't feel confident, did you?
No, we're gonna get spanked. It's all on the down. You guys are mentioning relegation. All this shit's being thrown at me.
Well, when you lose against those two teams, it's bound to come up.
Well, yeah, maybe you're justified to bring it up. But then Chelsea performance, fantastic. To a man, every player did well. Even Doherty.
We'll get onto him in a minute about scoring another winner.
And then 17-hour round trip to Newcastle. It's a long way to go.
And you're up in the gods, aren't you?
And who pops up at the back post and nod home?
Amazing.
Who can believe it? Matty Doherty, the best fullback in the Midlands.
Can you
Wow,
apologise?
you've changed your tune, haven't you? Slagging him off for
Can
the
you do a
last few
public
weeks.
apology to Matt Doherty?
Matt, I'm sorry.
That's very
What's
needed.
changed, Greg?
What's check? I don't
Between
even
that
know.
Cardiff and Huddersfield game where you looked pretty poor.
Nothing's changed. It was.
Do you raise your game for those
You
teams?
beat
then?
Chelsea, who afterwards beat Man City.
Yeah.
And they were really good against Man City as well.
And then you beat a Newcastle side who were very decent at home. I mean, that red card helped you significantly.
Has anyone seen the goal, the game? Sorry, the Newcastle game. The one there.
It was
the
a red.
Newcastle fans.
I think it was a red.
I thought it was really harsh, actually. Personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was clear goal scoring opportunity. I can see why he's given it.
At the time,
Lascelles was there,
I thought it was yellow.
Yeah.
Well, then again, okay, maybe that one wasn't. But then, did you see the elbow on?
That was what I was about to bring up. The elbow. I don't know if they're probably looking at it
It's
because Rafa
awful.
Benitez has thrown up a big hissy fit about it. But he's 6'4" and he's jumping for the ball to clear it, defending for the team. It's not a foul. I know he kits him.
Are you defending both Newcastle players?
No. The Wolves Willy Bolly elbow.
Oh, was it Willy Bolly who elbowed it?
He
Okay.
elbowed him.
It was on Perez, was it?
He
Yeah,
properly
sorry.
smacked him in the face. To be fair, proper player Willy Bolly, by the way, best centre half in the.
I think.
Oh my god. There's a few things I just gotta say about Wolves. Your luck's gonna run out one of these days. Because last year, every time you went through, because I just kept saying winter's coming for Wolves, never came. But that's only because every time they go a goal down, look at that, the other teams had a man sent off. I remember thinking, finally they're going to lose to Leeds 1-0. Red card, Barry Douglas scores a last minute winner.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, it happens, you either get a red card, score a last minute winner, and you were going to go down, and now you've got a red card and another last minute winner.
I
And you're
thought
top 10.
after that Cardiff and Huddersfield game, I thought there was a real chance of you slipping further and further.
I
down. But
really
these
wanted
last
you
two
to go
games
down.
have sort of convinced me that maybe you do have enough quality. to
10th
get
in the
top
league,
10.
and we've got a big game against Bournemouth on Saturday. I'm sadly missing it, but
It just screams inconsistency, though. I think you'll finish like 13th, 14th.
Which would be a good season, I think.
Which is
yeah,
great, which is
like
fine,
I
yeah.
said,
But
I
I'm
said
just saying.
13th before, and that's a decent season.
Did
isn't
you
it?
say that before?
Yeah, I
Right.
said
But lots of
13th,
Wolves
so-
fans have been dreaming of
Yeah,
better
but-
for this season.
We lose the game against Huddersfield and Cardiff, and the people
Yeah.
are saying 17th only.
Yeah,
We might go down here, and then we beat Chelsea, and it's
So
again,
top six.
We're getting 7th for Europe. So you come and go, and
Would you'd be happy with 13th this season?
yeah, of course, it's a good season.
But imagine if you'd beaten Cardiff and Huddersfield, you'd be 6th at the minute.
That's the thing. It's
And
it's
those are two
missed
easy
opportunities.
It's a huge if, though.
It's like weird being in the playoffs if Jay Rodriguez doesn't handball.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's
Where
football,
are
innit? Once
Villa?
One place
It's
off.
really upsetting actually. We're 8th.
8th.
And we don't even go into the playoffs if we beat Stoke. And if we lose to Stoke, Stoke go above us.
Stoke are starting to climb, mate. It's really...
Tom
They're only,
Ince has scored a few goals.
they're
hasn't
only
he,
6
recently?
points behind West Brom now, which is mad.
Yeah, they go above
Really
Villa if
mad.
they beat us.
And
I'm
talking
really
about this, I was really... Going on to the Blues game, I was really hoping Blues would win at the weekend because it mean they'd go above you at the weekend.
They
Which
chose
I
that.
would have
I would actually hope for that as well.
Yeah, I was waiting for the mind the gap message from Max because
So-
that's all I ever get.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, Max? Your game?
I mean, just one of the most disappointing games in a long time. I mean, going into it, I thought easy win. We're so good at St
The
Andrews.
fortress that is the pigsty.
Oh,
To be fair, that we brought up that stat.
Yeah,
last week.
week.
We hadn't lost in so long.
6
there.
months. Haven't lost
we
at
do
home.
jinx
We don't lose at home.
It's a fortress. The
We had a
trillion.
lot of penalty appeals, and the ref was poor. But yeah, it's it's one of those we just got to take on the chin.
do you deserve anything out of the game?
We just didn't play well. Did not play well, and Bristol City came there, got their goal, and I've got the 3 points. Really disappointing. But we've managed to bounce back from the Villa game and had 2 wins in the trot. And I think we're going to do the same and get 2 or 3 wins in the trot after
Who are you
this.
playing next 3 games?
Blackburn, which is a big game.
Wow.
They're level.
Away?
They're level with you on points.
Yeah, I think he's away. Yeah,
That's tricky.
Blackburn away, then Wigan away, and then Stoke at home.
No one wins at the DW.
You know,
Big
if we
games.
can get 6 points from those, it'd be amazing.
That's a proper feisty Boxing Day game as well against Stoke.
Stoke, well, we're both on 30 points as well.
I think they'll be above you by that point.
Yeah,
After they beat Villa at the weekend.
I'm very worried for the Stoke game. I think
Are you actually?
only because
I actually think that you'll beat them.
I think
I don't think Stoke have been that good.
no, I think we'll win. But if we lose, I'm just worried what would happen if we lose because it's disastrous
I'd
for
love
our
for them to
season if we
beat you.
lose. But
Last time Stoke lost was to Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's quite a while ago.
yeah.
They've gone on a really quietly. gone on a
But
run of
in
games.
fact, we always beat Rowett teams, so it's fine. Rowett's not a very good manager.
Thing is, I think for
Agreed.
Villa, I think that once you lose a game, I've got a feeling that the bubble might burst. For you.
No, we
I
lost
think-
to QPR and Norwich, and then
But that was at the beginning of Dean Smith and before you got your hopes up, and now clearly you've got your hopes up as you think you're going to be in the Champions League within a few years.
Yeah.
I think that once you lose a game, your bubble's going to burst.
The honeymoon will end.
Yeah, and I think
I can't wait till the honeymoon
I think
ends.
the honeymoon's been burst by Jay Rodriguez's arm.
Are you really down about it?
Did that feel like a loss?
Massive loss, yeah. And the West Brom fans celebrated as if they'd won the Champions League.
But it's a good
But you
point for
would.
you. Well, you'll
I
look
think
back
that's
at the end of the
ridiculous,
season.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, I think
You just would.
think it's
Not a 90
ridiculous
plus
that-
1 minute equaliser.
Yeah.
It was so anticlimactic as well because I was watching all the Villa players whenever I thought they're going to disallow it. It's such an obvious handball. And then when it
You could
blows,
see it. From
blows
where
the
you
whistle, blows the
He didn't
whistle,
know it was a handball.
Yeah, he
points the
couldn't
goal.
see it.
I
He
knew
just
that-
knew because all the Villa
Yeah,
players
yeah.
were gesticulating,
Yeah.
whereas I, right behind the goal, I didn't even celebrate the goal. I
Really?
saw the handball.
And
I
then
thought it was going to get called
and all the West
straight
Brom fans
away.
don't really celebrate. The ones that couldn't see it, the ones by us celebrated. And then the referee, like, you know, when he points to the other end.
When he
says,
points to the other
allows
end, that's
the
when
goal.
I celebrated.
Then everyone starts boinging, and I just, honestly,
Boinging.
it's such a weird
Boy,
celebration.
boy.
If
Such
you
a
could
weird
baggy
bring in
shit.
right now VAR, right now if you could bring
Yeah.
VAR into Championship,
We'd be top.
would you do it?
I do.
No.
Always, whenever
No.
Joe answers a question, it's always
I
just
didn't even know what he
delusional.
said.
Somehow, it's always delusional.
We'd I don't know. I just think Villa were the better team. We prove we're a better side than West Brom, I think. I don't know about you.
But VAR
Yours too.
Oh,
yours.
you are a better team than West Brom from what I saw in that game.
On that day, I
would you
think
bring VAR in?
See, this is a good question because I like VAR, but I have a feeling that in the short term it'd be like the World Cup where every game has a VAR decision, every game has a penalty.
And it's all we
I-
talk about.
And I
in the
don't
World
want to
Cup,
see it. I
won't
really
And
don't
I,
want to see
I
it.
think the experience of us who go to the games is so different from the people who watch
Yeah,
at home the
yeah.
Premier League.
They're trying to
Because in
cater.
the Premier League, it's fine. You know what's happening with VAR. You got the commentator saying, but when we're actually at a game, I feel like you won't know what the hell is going
Well,
on.
I don't
I
want
fully agree with
VAR personally in the Premier League.
At
to be
all?
honest. No, I'm not really a fan of it at all.
I'm on that now as well, Greg. Because after it happened at the World Cup, every game had a penalty, and you
I
thought,
really
this is
liked it
crazy.
in the World
I'd
Cup.
love it because I think with players like Grealish, we'd get so many.
No,
penalties.
that's the one thing I did pick up on Grealish. He does go down
just
after
hits the ground.
everything.
Yeah,
And I was
so
I was in the
annoying.
pub
It's
with a
so
load of Villa
annoying.
fans, and they were just saying every time he got touched, I was like,
Foul!
I was like,
Yeah,
get up,
I
get
know,
up.
I know.
And they were like, oh,
He
he's
wins,
he's
though.
come from behind here. He's nicked his
So
leg.
I do think you get when you get what's coming for you, because I think if
I
you're
don't
trying to
think
cheat the
there's-
ref every single time like that, I just think a big decision like that's bound to go
I love him
against you.
so much. I don't think there's a man more hated than Jack Grealish in the Midlands. Like,
So
Oh,
crazy.
definitely.
so like the
Apart
Blues
from
fans
maybe-
absolutely despise him.
I know
He's
we
a
don't
prick.
hate
Craig
him that
Gardner.
much. I don't-
Oh, Craig Garner actually.
No, but I
both
like
the
him.
Gardeners are a bit.
Fabian Delph. Always got to bring him
The
up.
Gardeners have two. Well, Craig Gardner has two teams on his side. So he
David
can't be the most
Davis.
hated.
Bellend.
Before we
Jay
Matt
Rodriguez now
Doherty.
add that to
Actually,
the list.
in fact, Connor Cody's got a special place in
He's
my
up
heart.
there, isn't he?
He's
He's
very,
you really hate Conor Cody.
really dislike Connor Cody.
It's a shame,
Why do you
man.
dislike him so much?
Because he's a passion merchant. That's what
Right.
He
Because
gives the
Grealish,
shit
you
out
can
of
understand
He
why
thinks
people hate
he's-
him because he's a cheater.
Because he's been bought into a system by Nuno where he's an awful
He looks
player,
good.
Connor Cody. Connor Cody is an awful League One central midfielder, which is
He was
what
the
he
Liverpool
was.
under 17 captain,
Yeah,
under
okay.
21
Oh,
captain.
well
So was
done.
probably Jay Spearing.
Two
Where's Jay
years,
Spearing?
yeah.
Blackpool playing at Solihull Moors.
David
in midweek.
Ngog was the Liverpool under 21 captain.
That means absolutely nothing, Greg.
Exactly. How was he Liverpool under 17 captain? 2 years later, ended up running the midfield in League One against the likes of Bury.
Yeah.
And
Good point.
so one of the reasons I hate him is because Nuno moves him back into central midfield. He hasn't got a look in the Wolves team under Paul Lambert.
Saw him play at left
He just
back
thinks
away
he's so
once.
good. So Wolves
Awful.
got a good run. And I remember looking at him when Jota bumbles the ball into the net to make it 1-1.
Yeah.
I remember Conor Cody runs over to all the players. He's like, keep it calm. Keep it calm. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
I saw that.
He always does it.
That was
He's
the
a
most
proper
cringe
leader.
thing
So
I've
cringe.
ever seen.
Who do you think you are, Steven Gerrard?
And they all look around and look
That's,
at
that is his idol, isn't
Yeah.
it? He's,
Captain Marvel.
He was like,
I saw that. I cringed. at
Ruben,
that.
calm down. It's still 0-0. Shut up, Connor. Honestly, go back to League One where you belong. If he was in any other side, he wouldn't get in our team. He wouldn't. Because
Don't even think you're getting Blues team. I'm literally being honest there.
he wouldn't fit your system.
He's
Oh, come on.
not getting into the
He wouldn't
Blues.
get in the Blues team.
I don't think he'd get in.
I'm just not gonna bite.
He's a product of the new.
Harley Dean
I am
is
gonna
the
fight
better central defender
because Conor
than Conor
Cody is
Thank
the
you.
second best centre back in the Midlands.
Whoa.
James
Behind
Chester.
Willie Bolly.
I think we're gonna have to start calling you deluded Greg.
Well, no, I'm not deluded. It's just true. He's the captain
He's a
of
fruit
the
of
of a top 10
Yeah, no,
Premier
no, no,
League
no, no,
centre
no.
That doesn't mean you're
Oh,
good though.
whatever.
Being captain does not.
Yeah,
mean
and he's
you're
been our
automatically
best
good.
player for weeks.
No,
Consistency. He's so he's just solid. He wins every tackle.
he doesn't have to do anything. He's just sweeping. The people in front of him do all the dirty work. He just sweeps and makes a cute little pass, chipped pass.
Any
smack
one of
to
us
the
could
team.
He
do
does
that.
have a lovely
Any one of us
cross-field
could do it.
pass.
No, all he
love it.
does. It's a joke. He's a product of the Nuno system, and if he was in any other club, he'd be on the bench. He wouldn't get in our squad.
Give it 2 years' time and he'll still be in our team. When if he's not in our team, that's because we're in Europe.
If Nuno gets sacked, Cody's out of that team.
Yeah,
I
Nuno's not
completely
getting sacked.
agree.
Nuno
Nuno
Nuno's
bums
got another 5 years.
He's a product
in
of the Nuno Academy, and I
Have you
just
got any more examples of the Nuno Academy, Joe?
a product of Nuno. Let me have a little think. Doherty. Sorry about that interruption. I was just about to say Matt Doherty is another product of the Nuno Academy because when Bruce's first game, I was watching it on Sky, and it was against Wolves when we drew 1-1, the 2 penalties.
We were the better team that day.
Yeah. Anyway, I remember it flashed up on the screen Matt Doherty's stats, and it went like, so it was like
Were they awful?
He hadn't
Yeah.
missed the game in years.
it was like Ross McCormack, like 4 goals, something like that, what he'd done, and then it went Matt Doherty, ever present in the championship. Because
That was his stat.
That was his stat. He'd done absolutely nothing.
He's a defender. He was playing-
Doherty has incredible attacking stats.
He was a right winger,
Yeah.
playing at left
These
back for
days-
years under people like Walter Zenga.
Yeah, so these days, he's a right attacking fullback.
But
I could play wing back for Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's not hard.
Get off it.
Jesus,
I think Doherty fits that system.
Exactly.
perfectly.
He's another product
But
of the
again,
system.
yeah, if Nuno gets sacked, Doherty's not good enough to be a right back.
No, he's not.
He only suits in the system where.
Well,
there
you
is
know,
a
you
right
actually
wing
know
back.
my thoughts on Doherty, so I'm not. a
I
big
don't
fan.
actually.
So
So
there's
you carry on going back when you're.
But no, my actual thoughts are I don't really like
And,
him.
in fact-
I'm just saying I love him now because he scored. You know, and that's just
That's
the highest
what he's
and
there
lowest
for.
emotions
He's
of football.
not good defensively.
And Willie Bolly's another product of the.
Oh no! Don't,
he's
don't,
an-
don't
for me,
really
he's an
hold
actual
that. He is
good
an
No. He's a 6'4" lump of a centre half, and he's only good because he's got 2 people doing all the running around him.
I thought
All he has to do is
Cody.
do it
I thought, yeah, what's going on there?
What's going
That's
on?
what
with Doherty?
sweeping is, running around behind.
So is Cody doing the work or is Bolly doing
No,
the work?
Bolly's just the shithouse who roughs them up,
Yeah.
and then Cody
Goes
comes
sweeps
around
behind.
and Boley dislodges the ball, which isn't hard,
No.
and then Conor Cody just sweeps it up behind
Because
him,
it can't-
and Ryan Bennett just sits there and looks pretty. He's part of the Nuno.
Yeah.
What's it
They
called?
all-
Ryan Bennett played in the
Are we
Premier
going to go
League
through the
for
whole
Norwich.
wall shoe and say that each part?
No,
of the
the
Nuno-
defence
Nuno
is
Academy.
the defence is
Neves
strong.
is a good player. He'd get in Villa's team.
Yeah.
Thanks for that honesty, mate. I mean,
Yeah, you would.
For Horahan.
Over who? Yeah, I was about to say.
Grealish and McGinn, Neves would be combined Villa Wolves
He'd be the
midfield.
third best midfielder in that
I
Villa
don't think
11.
so, mate.
That's what he
The
said.
midfield probably would be at the moment. I'd have McGinn,
McGinn's
Neves,
good. McGinn's
and Gibbs White.
Oh, over Grealish.
Can we have a shout out for Gibbs White? He played phenomenal against Chelsea.
Super.
Really good player. He's a really
He's a
good
really
player.
good player.
Good
But you
prospect.
wouldn't get into that midfield.
Good prospect.
And if we're not having him, then we're having Matinho as coffee, surely.
So Gibbs
Martinez
White,
lost his
Matinho, or
No, if we're
Grealish.
not having, yeah.
Grealish.
Grealish.
I hate him, but Grealish.
I think you debating Martino over Grealish.
Martinez
Martinez
hasn't got
40.
He hasn't got the stamina.
He's
come
31.
on.
Oh, dear.
Martino at 40 is better than Grealish.
I think if
Strong.
you ask Tottenham who they'd rather have, if you ask Man U who they'd rather have, if you asked any top 6 side, Grealish or Matinho.
Maybe as a future prospect,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
but
there's-
right
there's a
now for
different
this
sort of
season,
vibe.
mate.
Right now, if you are someone
This
like
season.
Cardiff or Huddersfield, who
But
down
if you've
there,
already
look
got
for
the,
someone
if
who
you've
wants
already
to
got
do a job,
Neves and
wants a
McGinn
job
in there,
now.
if you've got Neves and McGinn in there, you don't need Martinho,
No.
do you?
It would
Which
be
is
Neves
why I
and
said Gibbs White,
Grealish.
but I mean, I
Yeah, and
honestly-
Gibbs
I
White
understand
will
that.
be better than Jack Grealish.
What sort of player is
100%
Gibbs White going to
guaranteed.
turn into though?
He's
What's-
gonna be-
If you could compare him to someone at the
Who,
minute.
Gibbs White?
Yeah.
Like a James Madison, a cam, isn't he?
He is, but he can defend as well. That's the thing. He just
So
carries the
can Jack.
ball so strongly.
Is he box to box then?
Yeah, he's a box-to-box player, but with attacking flair. So maybe I'm trying to think of something.
Stevie G?
No,
No.
he's not as technically gifted as Steven Gerrard.
Is he a goal scorer? More than one?
Michael Essien.
No. Who's a
Jack
Michael
Grealish.
Ballack.
Chris White, Michael Ballack.
Are we naming like old Chelsea players?
Yaya Toure.
He's not a powerful player. He's not.
How about James MacArthur?
I think that's more.
I think
Johan
he's aspiring to be more. I'll come back to that. I think someone who's similar to.
Well,
we need to do predictions for.
should we do them quickly?
Just do our quick predictions,
Yeah.
then we'll move
I
on.
don't know
to
who
the votes.
So
we
do
all-
each
We'll
game.
do Blues Blackburn first.
Away at Blackburn, is it?
Away at
2-0
Blackburn.
Blackburn. End of.
I think 1-0. I think we'll get a
I'm
result.
thinking a draw. I'll
What
say
draw?
What about you?
1-1 as well.
Sorry, can I just go through those score predictions again? Sorry.
Yeah, so say how well
Blues
Blues Blackburn. I went for
Blackburn
1-0.
Blues. Blackburn.
1-1.
1-0. Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
I'm also saying that.
2-0 Blackburn, please.
And Greg, what are you going for?
And for a bonus point, Bradley Dack double.
I can see that.
You're not getting
So I
it.
feel like Blues will be right. You probably taking a fair few.
Just
fans
wait till
there
we
as
listen
well.
to this. Was
Yeah.
that in my pocket? Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Blues.
Wow. Bold.
We're gonna have one.
Can you, Greg, just say how we did in our predictions last week?
Yeah, lads.
Really not very well.
The league table updated again.
I'm still top, hopefully.
Wraith and Max are now joint top on 8 points.
Lovely.
Joe's on
Oh,
6,
well done,
and
Max.
I'm
Good
on 2. I got a point actually.
Oh, well done, mate.
Max had a good week then.
Yeah, what did I get? The 2-all.
You had
Villa.
2-2 Villa
Oh, you
West
got
Brom.
bang
That's
on the- yeah, well
a
done.
great
hang
shout. What about the Villa game then?
Stoke at home or
Stoke.
away?
Home.
Stone. Home.
Stone.
No, I think Villa.
I'll
will.
be there. 2-1 Villa.
Oh yeah, I can see 3-0 Villa. Unfortunately.
I'm
Although I really want
going
Stoke
to go
to win.
0-0.
That's a good
No,
one.
No one
Vi-
wants to predict
Villa
0-0.
will score, mate. Come on, behave
Okay,
yourself,
well,
grow up.
Also,
Well, speaking
Butland's
of-
one of the most overrated goalkeepers I've ever seen. Can I just put that out there?
Agreed, he is
Thank you.
overrated. He's not been doing it in the Championship at all.
Greg?
I'm going to go 2-0 Villa. It's an easy win for them. I don't think Stoke are that good.
West Brom are playing. This is a big one.
Sheffield
Sheffield
the Blades.
United on Friday.
Is it at home?
Away at
1-0
Sheffield United.
Blades.
Are you on TV again?
Mate, we're on literally all our games are on
Must be
TV.
an Albion fan, the guy who chooses the games.
Just score goals, mate. That's why. Yeah, I'm really, really worried about this one.
I was really pleased to see that you two are going to take points with each other. I'm hoping for a draw, and then Villa win, and it just bunches it all up. Although Leeds and Norwich are pulling away, which is worrying. But
So,
Norwich,
yeah,
And
Norwich,
have you
Norwich
seen-
always find
also,
a way. How's
also,
that?
Norwich are in the Premier League. I've decided. I
Really?
saw EFL on Quest, and they put this stat up. The top 2 teams after 20 games
Yeah, I saw
for
that.
the last 7 of the last 10 seasons have both been in the Prem the season after, and whoever's top, 10 out of 10 times the last 10 seasons have gone up
Yeah, I
as
saw that
champions
stat
or
as well.
second. So Norwich are up. But yeah, West Brom. I'm going to predict a loss because if we win, I'll be happy. So 2-0 Sheffield United.
1-0 Blades. Come on, the Blades.
And I'm very scared about it as well.
I really, really want the Blades to win
I'm
that.
going to go for another exciting game and go 1-1.
I'd take a 1-1.
Yeah, I think 1-0's a fair result, actually. I think Sheffield United... Actually, no. United at home, they'll be buzzing, won't
Yeah,
they?
Yeah.
2-1.
Oh, I'm super worried
I've
about it.
gone 1-0.
I'll keep it 1-0. That's a safe bet.
What are the who are the 6-fingered dingles playing?
We got Bournemouth at home.
That's a big game, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, Bournemouth 3-0.
Bournemouth got...
Yeah.
Really? They got absolutely trashed by Liverpool. They were awful.
It's the kind of team that Wolves are going to really struggle
And
against.
if Callum Wilson is still out,
Callum Wilson's
Callum
out.
Wilson is so big for Bournemouth's team.
Is he out?
Well, he was out for
No.
Liverpool. He didn't play for Liverpool
2-0
and-
2-0 Bournemouth, Josh King double for an extra bonus point.
You're not getting a
What are
bonus
these
bonus
Joe
point for that.
bonuses? Joe gets a single score prediction right. We might give him an extra bonus point.
3-0 Bournemouth.
3-0 Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have gone absolutely.
I think
mental.
Bournemouth's going to
Wolves
fall.
are awful.
I think Bournemouth's going to fall down that Premier League table.
No way, mate.
I
Bournemouth are up there. Eddie Howe's got them playing.
Uh-huh.
Are you home or away?
Home. Yeah, we're gonna win 2-0. It's gonna be well.
Stop acting like the Molyneux's a fortress.
It's not a fortress, but we're gonna win comfortably.
I'm
Bournemouth are so
going to go
Fuck.
3-2. 3-2 Wolves. I think.
Just to drop in a little interlude into that, I sadly won't be at the game. However, I will be up in Fylde supporting the local side, Stratford Town, in the
Who are
FA
they
Trophy.
playing? Who are they playing?
Fylde.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big game.
Where is
Where's
Fylde?
that
It's
then?
near Blackpool.
Nice.
Wow, that'll be a nice.
When
trip.
is the Solihull?
It's
Oh, okay.
on the 18th, so next week, Tuesday.
I've got a little something. Did anyone see on Talk Sport? Ian Abraham said that. He said that Norwich and Leeds going up this year would be bad for English football.
Why?
He said that I don't know. Maybe we can get a clip of it.
I'll say what it was.
If Villa don't go up this year.
Basically, he wants British managers to get promoted because he thinks that's the only route for English managers into the Premier League now.
Mm-hmm.
So if Norwich and Leeds go up with this,
fucking
foreign,
Bielsa.
all that does is encourage clubs like Villa when they sack Dean Smith eventually when they don't go up because they just throw their toys on the tent like they always do. They'll probably bring in a foreign manager to replicate what Leeds and Norwich have done.
So it's a shame when Darren Moore and Dean Smith will both be Premier League managers next year.
I agree.
Well, it would be a shame, wouldn't it?
But say Norwich and Leeds do go up. Do you guys think that is bad for English football?
Because it will kill one of the giants. Because Villa, will, if we don't go up this year, it will kill us financially.
Don't necessarily think
And
it's...
poor old Jack.
I said English football, Joe, not bad for Villa.
I don't think it's that.
Poor old Jack.
Poor old Jack will have to leave his boyhood club.
Personally, I think it's ridiculous.
It's absolute bollocks from the bloke.
You know, if a foreign manager comes in and does well, then what is wrong with that? Nothing
The only
bad.
reason I'd
I think
argue
it's
otherwise is for my hatred for Wolverhampton Wanderers, but other than that, I'm not going to argue. I don't really care.
You shouldn't have to artificially get English managers into the top flight. If they're good enough,
It starts to
they'll
be
them.
like, yeah.
And surely, are you not more bothered about English players playing in the Premier League anyway?
Well, that
I
doesn't-
think enough English players play. I think
Wolves
too much
don't
is
have
made of
any.
it. If an English player is good enough to play in the Premier League, he'll play in the Premier League.
Same as a manager. If an English
Exactly.
manager is good enough to manage, he will
No,
manage it.
I think it's bad having
Keeps
to
quiet.
artificially make sure that teams have enough
That's it.
English players.
It's literally
Doherty's Irish.
I don't know.
Ryan Bennett, England centre half. Is he English? He's world class, mate. That's what he is. Get him on the plane.
Disgraceful comment, that is. Disgraceful comment.
Ryan Bennett's slide tackles make me feel rather sexual.
Okay, so what's the debate for this week, Joe?
I came up with this one myself because after seeing Wolves' recent string of performances and realising that, and Villa's recent form, and in my humble opinion, I came to the conclusion Aston Villa are actually probably a better side than Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Christ almighty.
Just
And,
sitting in his room, wasn't he?
yeah.
Deluded Joe, as we call him.
And I was,
Yes, Joe. I'm the one who's right. Everyone else is wrong.
and I
Yes.
was, I was sat there pondering. I was thinking,
I think we're better than everyone in the
how
Prem.
are Wolves winning? How are Wolves winning? And this weekend I had to watch Callum Patterson score in the Premiership, a right back score in the Premiership, up front for Cardiff. I had to watch Matt Doherty head in a last minute winner at St James's Park, and I also had to watch Jay Rodriguez handle the ball into the net. I thought, what has my life come to? And then I realised the bottom half of the Premiership and the top half of the Championship is identical. I think
Matt
In
is
terms
just
of
not
quality,
true.
is that what we're saying? In terms of quality.
I'm pretty certain if Villa were in the Premiership, we'd stay up this year. And I think West Brom would stay up this year. And I'd even go as far as saying Derby, if they were in the Premiership, they'd stay up.
Well, Borough definitely would.
Yeah. Because the awful
Yeah,
sides
Borough.
that are somehow staying up, Huddersfield, Brighton, they've got awful sides. How are they staying up?
The top 10 in the Championship then. I'm going to read them out. Norwich, Leeds, Sheffield United, Derby, West Brom, Middlesbrough, Forest, Villa, Birmingham, Stoke.
I think they'd all stay up.
Yeah, that's a strong top 10.
That is
if
a
you think
strong
about
top 10 and the
And
bottom,
look at the bottom 10 of the
of
Premiership.
the Premier League
It's
are
weak.
Very weak.
West Ham,
Wolves.
Watford. No, we're in the top 10 actually, mate.
They're 9th now, mate. Oh, 10th.
We're
Sorry,
10th,
yeah,
so we're
10th.
not in the bottom 10. West Ham, Watford.
That's the point I was trying to make to you
Brighton,
yesterday.
Cardiff, Newcastle, Palace, Burnley, Huddersfield, Southampton, Fulham.
Joe, are you saying that you think it's easier to stay in the Premier League than it is to get promoted? Up to the Premier
That's
League?
exactly what I'm getting at.
Well, I agree with that statement. However, I do not believe that if you were to just take out, any one team from the top 10 of the Championship, that they would
And
instantly
drop them into the
succeed
Premier League.
now.
Yeah,
I think they would.
I'm not sure I agree with that either.
No, I think they would.
And I
you
also
Joe,
think
this
if
one.
you took the teams out the top 10 of the Premier League and put them in the Championship, I think they would go up, whereas...
No, no,
whereas
If right now, if you put Middlesbrough in for Burnley, Middlesbrough will do better than Burnley.
And if you swapped Villa for Southampton,
Villa
Southampton
would-
wouldn't go
I
up
agree.
and Villa would stay up.
okay.
I also agree with
I
that.
actually agree.
But if you throw
So-
Watford in the Championship, they go up. If you throw
Yeah.
Brighton,
I don't think you can
they
I
go
think
go
up
I
up.
think
top
Watford
10.
and West Ham are the two
Newcastle,
anomalies
they'd
there.
go, yeah.
But what about
Brighton? I think Brighton would go up.
what are the two
No, they
other teams in the
wouldn't.
top
Yes, they
10
would.
then?
They would go
Wolves
up.
and Bournemouth, and who's another one? Crystal Palace.
Newcastle with Benitez, they'd go up. He's just too good of a manager. They'd go up straight away.
You've just seen what's happened in the last couple of seasons. These big clubs, they go down, they come straight back up.
Why am Villa?
Not
Not
many
the
teams
top
have done that. Not many teams have gone down and gone straight back up. Only
No.
Newcastle.
Out of the Villa's year, it was Villa, Norwich, Newcastle, and only Villa and Norwich are looking like going up after 3 years.
That's what
Last
Newcastle
year,
went
Stoke,
back up.
Swansea, West Brom.
It's very hard to
Only
bounce
West
back
Brom
up.
looked like
Only
they
West
could
Brom.
come back
Stoke
up.
could
Yeah,
do a
Stoke,
Fulham.
Stoke
Stoke
could do
could.
it.
I think
yeah.
Stoke could do it. Stoke
Fulham.
are doing a Fulham.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Stoke could go up personally, but
I think they can get playoffs.
Out of that top 10 in the
I don't like
Championship,
Rowett, though.
Joe, out of the top 10 in the Championship,
Who do I think could stay up?
yes.
There's
Yeah,
a few.
Do you mind?
I honestly think there's a few.
The top 10 in the Championship. I don't personally like Norwich. I think they'd go down.
Okay.
I think
they'd
Leeds.
be like Cardiff at the moment.
Leeds would stay up. Sheffield United would go down.
yeah.
Derby would stay up.
Ooh, they're loan players that they have one season maybe and then they just fade
But
away.
then they can buy. You can like most of our players are loans. Whole front four's loans. El Ghazi, Abraham, Balassi are all on loan.
Abraham on loan. Wow.
The thing is,
Jesus,
yeah,
that's bad.
carry on, Joe.
West Brom would stay up. I think. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they would.
But isn't your team weaker than it was last season and you went down?
But
there?
it's all about the attitude around
Yeah,
the
but-
club. It's all around like the negativity.
The thing
When the
is-
rot sets in, I look at a turning point actually in two clubs' careers, and you're gonna just eat my head off for this.
Right, okay, here we go.
So you've got to cast your minds back to around Tim Sherwood's like.
If you don't
fourth
use
game.
Villa as an example, then we'd like respect it. Do you know what
No,
I
but
mean?
I know the most about Villa, which is why I always use Villa as an example.
Go on, use your Tim Sherwood, passion merchant.
No, but
It's a G-Lane, not a
I
code.
agree with what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say.
Say it.
So it's at the King Power Stadium. Carlos Hill scores 1-0. Grealish scores a Worldie's first Premiership goal 2-0. We're
Yeah.
2-0 up.
Shock you remember
We're
that
both we're in both mid-table sides.
No,
No,
the scrapbook.
yeah, we're Leicester
I
at
do,
9th,
Dave.
Villa at 10th, something like that.
one. You've got one after Friday.
80th minute, we're still 2-0 up. They blitz us, and Brad Guzan punches Nathan Dyer, the little
Yeah,
Nathan
that
Dyer,
was a turning point.
beats
that
Brad
game.
Guzan in the air.
Crap keeper.
So we lose that game. We proceed to lose the next 7 games. Leicester win the next 7. We go down, finish bottom. Leicester win the league. So
You're not making a.
No.
that's
I'm
What
not
you're turning on is Brad Guzan's inability to claim a cross.
on Nathan Dyer, who is 5'4".
So let's get this
Send us
right. If Brad Guzan punches that ball, Villa stay up and win the league the year after.
What's the point here?
No.
Joe?
We win the league and Leicester go down.
Yeah.
You could say that. It changed the attitude. It's the whole surrounding of the club. Because we had Jordan Amavi, Idrissa Gueye, Jordan Veretout, who's playing Champions League football now.
What is the point here? You're just talking about Villa. What's the point you're saying?
What's the point? It's all about
point
the
is when the
attitude.
rot sets in.
When the rot and after that game,
There's really
the
nothing
rot
you
set
can do
in,
about it.
and the rot set in for Villa, and the joy set in for Leicester. Leicester win the league, Villa go down. It's just you've got
I
to look
agree
at
with
that.
this. I agree.
Bring
Because
it
West
back-
Brom, sorry Max, West Brom had Foster, Evans, Krikowiak, Chadley, Sturridge, Rondon. I mean,
They're good
this
players.
is a great team. Kieran Gibbs, we just brought
Livermore's
in in
no
the
mug,
summer.
he's playing for
Livermore
England.
was playing for England at the time.
Gareth
but
Barry had just had a great season at Everton.
And how they did under Darren Moore at the end of the season shows you
shows
that
it.
attitude change.
Although I think they opened themselves in the shop window a little bit in that one. But you suddenly get bad results, Pulis goes, and then you install Pardew. You get a couple good results, takes him to Benidorm, and they steal a taxi. The whole
Is that the
thing-
turning point? The
That was
taxi
fun.
turning point. Taxi gate was the turning
The
point.
Villa
mate.
season,
Negative
conceding 3
attitude
goals
around
in the
the
last 10 minutes killed us.
Bringing it back to that debate about the Championship teams if they stay up, what I think is that, thinking about Fulham, the style of play you play in the Championship to go up, the
Has to be
expansive
different,
attacking
yeah.
football that can take you up, is not the same style of football that is going to stay.
Which
I
is why we're
can't
saying
agree with
Middlesbrough would
I
stay in the
completely
Prem.
agree with this.
So, some teams, they might get up into the Premier League by playing attacking football such as Fulham, but you can't be doing that in the Premier League.
See, I think
And so that's
Bournemouth's
why I
football
think-
translated.
I don't think it's that simple that the teams that are playing well in the Championship, automatically we think, yeah, they could stay up.
Yeah, there's rare cases like that where they just score goals instead of and just outscore teams like Fulham did. Whereas when you go to the
It's
Premier
not
League,
sustainable.
your defence gets
Yeah.
found out then because you can score goals if you want. Like Fulham score goals, but their defence leaks the same amount as they were in the Championship.
And that's why I think teams like maybe Huddersfield, they could stay in the Premier League, but would struggle to get out of the Championship.
I don't think they'd go this year. No,
Yeah,
Their
that's what I'm
squad's
saying.
pretty average,
so, they,
isn't it?
so they might be able to stay in
Which
the
is
Premier
what
League because
really
they're
grinds
able
gears.
to not concede.
You've turned me a little bit round here. I was disagreeing massively, and I do still think that some teams would definitely go up out that top 10 if they're in the Championship. They're, the bottom half of the Premier League.
I need to.
I think
2 or 3.
I think Watford, West Ham, Crystal Palace.
Wolves, Newcastle.
You're
If we're
you're
in that,
not-
well, I know,
you're
but
not-
like I'm just gonna say
The teams from last year: Wolves, Cardiff, Fulham.
Cardiff
If-
wouldn't go
if-
up again. They got lucky. It was a shithousing
Cardiff wouldn't,
performance.
Fulham wouldn't,
Wolves wouldn't.
Wolves would.
We would. We would.
Yeah.
Don't think Wolves made the playoffs.
I think Wolves finishing 7th in that league.
Back to
Yeah.
reality, mate.
I think there's 6 teams better than Wolves.
If you were to go down, I think you get found out this year.
I think so too, and I think Cardiff would still go up. I don't think it was fluky last year.
Really?
There were shouts like Middlesbrough, but teams struggle to play against
Cardiff
them.
finished what they finished like 18th the year before. They were struggling. It's a fluke season. It's like Huddersfield when they went up. They just got lucky. It's one seasons. These clubs, Norwich, they're doing it at the moment. They had their 14th the year before. I know they're a fairly sizable club. They got some good players.
They've got about 10 last-minute winners.
Yeah, this is the point. They're having just a lucky season. Their momentum is good, and their atmosphere around the club is fantastic.
Which is why they may go up, which is really annoying. Because if you could pick 3 teams to go up, I'd still pick probably, in an ideal world, Villa, Leeds, Forest, but I'd accept Villa, Albion, Forest.
Oh,
in an ideal world, I'd want Blues, Villa, Albion to go up.
I think it'd be amazing.
If you're talking a dream world.
Yeah.
It would
we
be
were all in the
fantastic.
Premier League, it'd be amazing.
I mean, I'm sick and tired of the Premier League. The travelling, we have to go to some of these. But Leicester's the nearest one.
Which is mad.
And I think the next series for us is Man U.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
And so many London games.
And the
so
South
many
Coast
London
as well.
games.
You've got to go Bournemouth, Southampton.
Yeah.
The Championship's
alright, but
the Championship's quite convenient for us.
It's got a lot of Midlands teams.
I haven't gone that far at all.
And you get
most of the
midweek
games.
bonuses. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely midweek games.
That's it. But yeah, so I think there's a big. I don't think there's that big a gap between the two.
I agree.
I'm with Joe on this one.
There's not a big gap, but there is, like I said, about different style you need in the two.
Yeah.
It's
only because you're going to get absolutely pummeled by the top 6 in the Premier League.
Yeah,
but that's what I
there's
think.
such a gap
in the
in
Premier
class.
League, doing well for these clubs is being able to not to lose that many games. Whereas in the Championship, doing well is being able to win the majority of games. And those two, I don't think the same style of football fits both.
A draw is very important in the Premier League.
Do you think
compared to the Championship?
Yeah, and that's why I think
taking
a lot of
points off your
managers,
rivals.
a lot of managers in the Championship will take their team up and then end up getting sacked halfway through the season. They can't change.
If you swapped Villa for Huddersfield now, so Huddersfield have Stoke at the weekend, Villa have Newcastle. What would you predict? What would be your score prediction?
if my point.
Villa
actually,
have Newcastle.
Villa at
Villa
home.
lose.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Huddersfield win.
No, Villa would beat Newcastle.
Villa would beat
Newcastle
Newcastle.
really average. And
But
I
that's
saw
because,
both games.
but Newcastle are really average because you've seen them in the Premier League.
Yeah, they're playing Wolves.
Against better teams.
And we just agreed that 2 out of 3 midfielders, if Villa and Wolves combined.
No, we
would
didn't
beat
agree.
Aston
No,
Villa
we
players.
did not agree.
It was
with
3 against 4, Graham.
that. Matinho gets to that team every day.
It wasn't 3 against 4. Oh, I said Matinho.
But again, that's individuals, and I just think Newcastle, you're comparing them, and they're playing a lot of the top 6 and big teams, whereas Villa are playing arguably not as good teams.
Parallel world. You hear the game. Villa Newcastle. That's a Premier League game. Stoke. West
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield,
Yeah. Championship game. Which is the thing. I think Stoke could beat Huddersfield at the weekend. I think Villa would beat Newcastle. Quite comfortably.
But why? Because
At home.
Stoke didn't beat Huddersfield last year. Their squad isn't significantly better.
The rut.
Huddersfield are
It's
really.
the rut had set in.
Yeah, I think
Huddersfield are a really weird.
And they had Paul Lambert.
Mark
Yeah.
Hughes.
And
that was an awful
Sparky
appointment,
Hughes
wasn't it?
and Paul
That's one of
Lambert.
the worst managerial appointments for me.
I laughed.
Pardew last season, Lambert last season.
It's a weird one to keep you up
It's
in
just-
it. I think
yeah,
you might have won 3
really
games.
poor.
with them.
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't anyone else.
And the other thing about Villa, another thing I'd like to say, the top 6, yeah, they're dominant. You play it combined 12 times. Out of 12, like Wolves beat Chelsea, you get the 1 or 2 wins a season where you, oh my God, we've beaten a good team.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I think if Villa played the top 6 twice, we'd beat one of them. We'd win one of the 12.
No,
Oh, of course,
but
because they
most-
just need an off day, don't they?
But most
But you
teams
take a
would.
point against them.
you take a
I'm sitting it from the Premier League point of view. It's you go to these places, you don't expect to do anything, but you just want your players to turn up and give it all.
It's
And
like-
they are.
But most
They do.
teams get at least a point off one of the top 6 at some point in the season. Most
Exactly.
will.
But then further down the Premier League, I think teams like Villa or West Brom would really struggle against teams such as Everton, Bournemouth and Leicester because I think the quality in that part of the Premier League, you know, the league just
Is
below
it-
the top 6.
James
No, no, no.
Madison playing in the Championship
I
last year,
do
fantastic.
think-
In the
I
Premier
think
League, average
fantastic.
player. I'd say so.
Well, people are loving James Madison. And
I
Grealish
like
was
James
better
Maddison a
than
lot.
Madison last year. He was.
He wasn't.
He-
But that might,
maybe in a
but that
better
might be
team.
because of who
Yeah.
James Madison's surrounded by now. You know, he's got Vardy who can finish chances.
Yeah, but
He's got
you could
better
really
wingers
like
you
around
could say
him.
the same thing about Grealish. If you put him where Dele Alli is or Harry Winks.
I don't think he'd be anywhere near as effective.
No.
I think Grealish is a better player than Harry Winks as well. Another point.
Harry Winks.
No, because again, Harry Winks is playing around top level people and he looks comfortable, whereas Grealish is playing against much worse players, so he looks better, but he isn't, and that's why I think this argument that Championship teams would do fine in the Premier League doesn't really work because it's hard to tell how they're going to do.
Someone like Anthony Knockaert, put him in the Championship, he'd still be a Championship player, wouldn't he, from Brighton? He's a Premier League starter. There are players, a lot of them.
But he hasn't done well in the Premier
They're
League.
journeymen.
You can see there that Knockaert isn't Premier League standard.
There's a tip that I hate though. I just can't get my head around how Huddersfield and Brighton are Premier League teams. I can't get my
Really
head
upsets
around
me. I just want to get out of this
Brighton
league
are there
more than
because Hughton's a
anything.
good manager.
I like
Once
the
you're
shoot.
out,
I do like the
all you
shoot.
need.
All
I'm
you
sure
need is
they're
to get
'cause they're
out.
shit
I think
house
we'd
that
stay.
I agree.
Like you have.
Well, yeah, because it's when you get a bit of money, get it in, build a solid defence. The defence is key in the Premier League. Being able to hold out a game.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why
Like I say, a draw
we
should
are able
win.
to translate from last season when we had such a good defence. We scored a lot of goals, yes, but it was the defence that was the rock.
And that's why Fulham are bottom.
Yeah.
That is the reason why.
Yeah,
know,
right.
And
They've
that's the
got-
reason Cardiff
Fulham
might
have
And
got
stay up.
Southampton.
Fulham have got a great attack. Mitrovic is, I think, a Premier League player.
I'd have him in my team every day of the week. I
think
love
he's
him.
brilliant. Their midfield, Seri's a very good player.
Surrey could have gone to
Kenny,
Milan.
Andre Shirley's a
Kenny's
good
Premier League
football
quality
star.
for me as well.
Yeah, I like Kenny.
But the defence, they just have no idea what they are doing.
Yeah,
Dennis
but on
Adoy.
paper, they should.
They have not a clue.
There's
They-
Alfie
they-
Mawson, Callum Chambers,
Alfie Mawson's
Fosu
one of those
Mensah,
men.
Lemar Chand.
Lamar
Yeah,
Chand.
Mawson, unfortunately,
Mawson's a myth, mate.
is just. I don't think he's that
A
good.
dodgy player.
Not
I thought,
worth
yeah, but I
Francis
thought that
Villiers.
about Harry Maguire.
Well,
I thought
I
Harry
still think
Maguire-
about John
Maguire's
Stones
that good.
too.
I don't
I
think
disagree.
Maguire's that
I
good.
think Josh Jones is fantastic.
I think Maguire scored one header in the World Cup, and suddenly people think he's really good. You know, Man
He
United
was
were thinking
solid.
about
He
buying
won
him 50
everything.
million, but
He
That's
was
the
class in
World
the World Cup, but when Leicester played Albion last season, I thought,
yeah,
you're nothing special at all.
Maguire
No,
turned
he's just a
inside
big
out.
lump.
That's what I thought. But what do I know? Clearly, managers see good things in players.
I mean, all we have to put it down to is that when you're scoring goals with your hand, who cares anyway?
Sorry, Joe.
No, I'm
mate.
not going to buy it.
Just gonna do the Jay Rodriguez hand movement for everyone to see here. I know you guys can't see it at home, but
I'm
I
so,
am
I'm so happy
loving
we
it.
didn't lose, by the way. Can I just say that? I'm very happy.
I bet you
for those
thought you were going to
officials.
lose.
I think that's a good way to have started the podcast, and a good way to have ended it is just thinking about Jay Rodriguez's
The hand of
handball
Rod.
goal.
Hand of Rod.
Hand of
Fantastic post on the Instagram as
Hand,
well.
hand
Thank
of
you.
J-Rod.
Yeah,
Almost our most liked.
make sure you follow us.
What
on
is our
Instagram.
most liked post?
One of my early ones about West Brom for some reason.
Oh.
It's got like 30.
My little Villa rant didn't get many. He got like 7.
Thankfully, it fell on deaf ears. The Villa boys are still
Yeah, because
weeping.
people are fed up
Yeah,
of it now, Joe.
7
Yeah.
likes.
Oh, you know the Villa on tour guys. The
He's
guys in the
trending,
video.
yeah.
What's it, the ginger guys on all these videos?
Yeah, yeah.
Is he a Stratford Town fan as well, by any chance?
Maybe.
Do you see him there?
But check
Because
this out.
he
if you-
likes all their tweets, like when we score and stuff, and there aren't that many people who like them. And I was like looking, and it says I'm the
If you
ginger
go,
guy on Villa on
look,
tour.
if you go on
Must
the
be.
YouTube training page, he's a creator on the rise, and that's on everyone's account.
Yeah, everyone. If you don't sign into YouTube and you go onto YouTube, go onto trending, Villa on tour are one of the first things.
I
that you
actually
see.
watched
They
the
do good
videos. They're
stuff.
good.
They're really good videos.
Mind you, I watched the Birmingham guy, Davo. He's
Davo's
quite,
quality.
Stuff's quite good.
Yeah.
Ours is very poor. Whoever does ours is a B-Tech.
We follow him on Instagram, mate.
Yeah,
Watch out.
He's pretty poor. he's a good lad, but the
Maybe there's a hole in
production quality isn't up there.
Hole in the market there, Rafe. You could take that.
Yeah.
Get yourself
Get
a
your
good camera.
vlogging. Get your
I just
vlogging on.
couldn't vlog at a game. I just couldn't.
I don't know how people do it. I just can't.
I want to
imagine.
watch the game for a start. I don't get
Yeah.
my phone out at all.
Yeah, I just
No,
can't imagine.
well, I'm so happy I can't get signal in the stadium at the Hawthorns. I don't know why I can't, but I'm so happy I can't.
I was just trying to find the the little cry I had at the end of the Villa game.
A cry.
No, I sent it to do we save every message? We don't, do
We don't send it. You had a bit of a moan
I
about
had a
handball.
massive rant, and Rafe was like, "Joe, you sound like you're 7."
Sound like a child.
I was going to read it
Sounds
out.
a bit
Yeah.
similar to
just before we end, Joe.
Christian Benteke.
Before we end, Joe, could you tell us the story that you were telling me and Greg before?
Oh yeah, I was telling him about the only time I've seen you cry.
Yeah.
It was year 7, so where we went to school in Redditch, it was like a massive Aston Villa contingent. So Rafe was completely on his own.
Really outnumbered.
And I think the moral of the story is Rafe was correct in the end. This is what Rafe takes away from this story because.
Hindsight's a beautiful thing.
So there was 2 seasons in the Premier League where Benteke was absolutely tearing it
It was
up.
incredible.
He was unplayable in Wales
Unplayable.
because he's big and strong against headers.
He kept an awful team up for 3 years single-handedly because all of our players now are in the Championship.
Yeah.
And he joined by mistake as well, which is
Exactly.
the best thing.
And so we were arguing, and it got to the point where Rafe stormed out with tears in his eyes because
Yeah, I was saying because I thought we were arguing about Romelu Lukaku versus Christian Benteke. So
Uh-huh.
who was the better player? And obviously I'm saying Lukaku, and obviously there's
And obviously
Benteke.
it was Benteke.
But it was about 8-1.
Well, come on. Let's be honest.
It was Benteke at the time.
At the time, Benteke was the better
Oh,
player.
it really wasn't.
I mean, how wasteful was Lukaku? Genuinely, how wasteful was that guy?
I'm not buying.
The amount of misses I
know.
watching on Match of the Day, about 17
I
chances a
would
game.
still love Christian to come home. If you're listening, Christian, please come home.
I just have to say, look at how
Where's
their
it- where
future's
is it?
gone.
Crystal
Yeah.
Palace still
Lukaku-
on the
Oh, yeah,
was
of
the
course.
best
It,
player.
getting up. Oh, Benteke is so much of a better player than Tammy Abraham.
It's not hard, that. It's
Between
not
the
hard.
two.
Tammy Abraham
If
is a
Benteke
Lukaku,
if
isn't he?
Benteke was in our
I can't-
team, we
when
would
was the last time
finish
Benteke
first.
scored?
I don't know, but he had the golden touch.
We're not talking about now, Lukaku, Benteke. We're talking about then. And Benteke,
Then.
his...
No, Lukaku was still better, and then he went on to prove.
No, because Christian Benteke started over Lukaku for Belgium at the time.
Belgium did not do well in that time period, despite
Yeah.
having
They
some
did.
absolutely amazing players.
I think they only started doing well when Lukaku, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
they
it's
got to the
pretty soon
semi-final.
after
They came third in the
Lukaku
World
started
Cup with
to
Lukaku.
start.
And how good is Eden Hazard as well? Best player I've probably seen ever live.
Yeah.
So Benteke for
It's a big
Aston
tangent.
Villa.
Wow.
Probably, yeah, he's fantastic.
He is amazing.
Can we say who our best player alive is? Mine's David Silva.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Messi. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that Eden Hazard, he's fantastic.
If I saw Messi live, I think I'd cream myself.
I actually saw him miss the penalty. It was a 0-0 game.
That's
He missed a
cool.
penalty, but he just was amazing with the ball.
Number 2, Carles Hill. No.
I'll throw Carlo Cody in the middle.
Harvey Barnes. Perfect. That's the end of that then.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much for listening to the Midlands Football Company. Follow us on Instagram.
And get the
Um,
hashtag Come Home Christian trending, please.
We'll see you next
We'd
week.
definitely go up if we had him up front.
Get lost.